Okay, John, Sarah, Annie, and Dan. Here's what Greg Hayes and I and kind of discovered. So the first thing is, you can tell in this picture that the land up from Katie Cola's unit coming down is all sloping towards the McAlexander unit, and then further sloping down to the Howard and Allerman unit. And so what's happening is water is flowing down this right here, and it gets to here up against the wall, and then it's eroding and filling in this trench. Now this trench was hand dug out when we did the siding. The original was all above the trim and above the grade of the siding, all the way to the chimney. So the challenge we have is a couple things. First of all, they did not extend the block wall around on the Annie Howard, Dan Allerman unit when they built the property. And so we redid that wall because the bottom sill plate above the brick wall, a block wall, excuse me, was rotten. So what we now need to do is we need to make sure that we're below 6 inches below the siding, which is where that trench is at. And Annie and Dan have agreed that they will need to regrade their side of this rock area, taking out these plants and get that to slope down to the swale that's out here. The McAlexander side, Greg Hayes and I both agree that what we need to do is somehow prevent water from getting all the way to the corner in the block wall. Otherwise, we will again erode in that corner. And so if we can create a berm, a slight berm, that would then run from where my finger is at, down around and come around, and then tie that into the low point over here on the other side of these bushes. This does not need to be a retaining wall. It just needs to be a berm that will then redirect water, and then water will flow around the corner away from the foundation. And Annie and Dan will create a low point right in front of us here, about where my finger's at. And all of the water then will collect here and then flow into the storm basin, which is out here across the valley to Maggie Wilcox's home. The cost of this is owner responsibility, because owners are responsible for the grade of their land. The good news is that one contractor can do this whole project, but we will have to split the cost between the two homeowners. The cost to remove the rock on the McAlexander side, amend the soil, and then plant grass or sod so that we fill that space in. That will also slow down erosion and slow down water. The Howard Allerman side will simply be graded down. It will be re-rocked underneath, and at the same time then a deck will be built over. There will be a divider wall where the old divider wall was at, right here, that's being put on the Allerman Howard deck. I've provided two vendors to Dan Allerman and Annie Howard. They have agreed to get those initial quotes. I will also meet them out here, and John and Sarah, I will share all of those quotes with you and what the cost distribution between the two owners is, and we'll determine a path forward. If you have any questions, please email me, jeff@west-property.com, or or phone me at 515-401-7621. Thank you.